Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Owlsports Update. Alongside Sean Gallagher, I'm IA Cleveland. In this episode, we'll see where the men and women's basketball team stands for the up-and-coming A10 tournament.
Plus, we'll see why the baseball team is glad that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But first up, men's basketball. The men's basketball team went to LaSalle's Tom Gola Arena to face the Explorers on Sunday. With a win, the Owls would be undefeated in Big Five play for only the 5th time in school history. Not only would a win establish the Owls as the best team in the city, but it would put them in the upper echelon of great Temple teams, including 2 Final Four teams and 2 teams with 32 wins. It's impressive. It was a big bragging rights game for the Owls as Juan Fernandez and the Owls looked to be crowned the best team in the city. Here he is early in the game with a 3, first of the game, but the Explorers look to keep it close as Rodney Green dishes to Devin Harris with the slam and the foul. The Owls would fly back as Scooty Randall misses an easy deuce, but our boy Lavoie is jamming like Bob Marley, tying the game at 29 apiece. But LaSalle, with a man down, would get a bucket at the half to put him up by 1. But Juan Fernandez decided to stop being polite and start getting real as he fires not 1, not 2, but 3 from beyond the arc. The Explorers tried to mount a comeback as Green gets a nifty deuce here, but Juan Fernandez seals the deal with this short jumper. Fernandez had a game-high 23 points and went 7 for 11 from downtown as the Owls win. The Owls extend their win streak to 6 games as they travel to St. Louis Wednesday night to beat the Billikens. With a first-round bye in the A10 tournament already in place, this win was remarkable to say the least. St. Louis had won 6 of their last 7 and were 15-2 at home before this loss. Since their arena opened 2 years ago, the Billikens have had an amazing 29-5 record, which makes this road win all the more impressive. Lavoie Allen had a game-high 18 points and also rebounds with 4.
The men's basketball team is having a great season, but so are all the other teams in the A10 conference. As the tournament approaches, the battle for the number 1 seed continues. Our own Josh Filomeno has more.
Different this year than in recent past. The change has been more local, at least for now. While the same teams from the same conferences find themselves in the field of 65, a number of teams from an unlikely conference might find themselves dancing as well. That conference is the Atlantic 10. The A10 has 5 potential NCAA tournament teams. It's something Temple is really paying attention to going forward.
It's going to take an extreme amount of focus. You know, this is a tough league. There are a lot of teams that could beat you on any given night. You got to stay focused, got to stay together.
It's an amazing turnaround, seeing that just 3 years ago, only 1 team represented the A10 at the Big Dance. Now, 7 teams in the conference are at least 10 games over 500, and at one point had 2 nationally ranked teams. With the A10 being tougher than ever, Temple has risen to the occasion and now sits atop of the Atlantic 10, and there's reason why.
I think we're really together as a group. I think there's some toughness, some really good senior leadership with Ryan Brooks and Luis Guzman and Rafael De Leon.
Temple is currently in a first-place tie in the A10 with Xavier. Both teams have a 12-2 record in conference play, but going into the last week of the season, nothing is set in stone. Richmond only has 3 conference losses, making it a 3-team race for the top spot. With the A10 tournament around the corner, the Owls understand what's at stake and what it's going to take.
We're going to need to continue to play well and be timely in our shots, timely in our defense, and that's the biggest thing we can look forward to.
Even if Temple loses its final game of the regular season, they still have a strong enough record to earn them a first-round bye in the Atlantic 10 Conference. The bye would give the men 3 extra days of rest and move them one step closer to madness. Reporting for Owlsports Update, I'm Josh Filomeno.
So the Owls are sitting pretty atop the A10 standings. They've earned themselves a first-round bye at the A10 tournament, along with Xavier and Richmond. The fourth seed is still up for grabs, but St. Louis is in the driver's seat with Charlotte, Dayton, and Rhode Island in the rear view. And our boy Lavoie has been named Big Five Player of the Week for the 4th time this season. Allen averaged 13 points and 19 rebounds during the week to help the Owls extend their win streak to 5 games, 6 now. Against LaSalle, Allen had a career-high 21 rebounds and is on pace to become the first Temple player to average a double-double since Ollie Johnson did it in the 70-71 season. Lavoie and the Owls travel to Atlantic City next weekend in hopes of winning their 3rd straight A-10 championship.
Going into their final game of the regular season, the women's basketball team faced off against George Washington. The women didn't have much to prove as they've already clinched the top seed in the A-10 tournament, but a win here would end the seniors' college career on a good note. We picked this game up with Lakeisha Edie dishing a rock out to Jay Stone, who puts it up for 2. Then it's Jay Stone again getting the putback. She would finish the game with 13 points. And then it's Kristen McCarthy here for a 3 in your face. And then it's on the break. It's Lakeisha Edie to Shaquita Wallace for a layup. Nice. McCarthy here again with 2 nice ones. She would finish with 22 points. The Owls will win this one 61-51, clinching the 3rd seed in the A-10 tournament. It was quite a weekend for the Owls baseball team. Traveling to Sin City, the guys played 4 games in hopes of adding at least 1 win to their regular season record. The Owls play all 4 games against UNLV while in the city of Sin. Opening the series up on Friday with a doubleheader, it seemed like a win was on the horizon. But the early leads meant nothing to the Rebels, who managed to come back and upset the Owls in both games. On Saturday, the Owls held the lead right down to the bottom of the final frame. In this game, the Rebels got 3 runs late to help them pass the Owls in the 9-10 win. Ending the weekend on Sunday, Junior Byron McCoy and Senior Tony Justino combined for 8 hits and 4 RBIs, but that wouldn't be enough for the Rebels, who will win the game 12-10, shutting the Owls out the entire weekend. Despite the upset, there is a bright spot. Tony Justino earned Big Five Player of the Week honors. Before Tuesday's practice, we had a chance to talk to the second baseman and coach Rob Valley.
After their first bowl berth in over 30 years, Temple football has high hopes for next season. The Owls will have 16 returning starters, including running back phenom Bernard Pierce, MAC Defensive Player of the Year Adrian Robinson, and the Bug, Matt Brown. There's some big games for the Owls this year as well. They hope to take the Mayor's Cup back from the Wildcats at Villanova in their home opener, with the date to be determined later. Temple will then host UConn in Ohio and will again travel to Happy Valley to play the perennial powerhouse, Penn State.